All right, March 5th, 2012. This is the webinar on resources for flipping the classroom. There's a handout to go along with this, which you'll see next to the archived link for this. Just click on the handout, and it'll send you to a Google Doc that looks like this. Now, today we're going to talk about what is the flipped classroom. Kind of does it work, and how to do it is going to be a piece of it. But we're also going to give you some tips, some recommendations, and some do's and don'ts of the flipped classroom. And so kind of a lot in this webinar. Majority of it's going to be showing you kind of how to do it, and then the rest of it will be just kind of giving you some tips and things how to do it. So the flipped classroom is basically, what the heck does that mean? And basically, it's taking a look at this picture here, where in the traditional classroom, the teacher would stand up and give the lecture. Okay, the sage on the stage is the phrase that you would use. So somebody standing up there lecturing, the kids are sitting there in rows listening to the teacher. Now, the traditional classroom. The flipped classroom takes that lecture and puts it at home, and then kids do their homework at school, is the theory. Okay, and so if you take a look at the board here, it says lecture today, and over here it says activity today, and over here on the homework it's reading and questions for tomorrow, and over here in the flipped classroom it's watching the lecture. So when you come to class, you do your activity. Now, there's been a lot done in math classrooms on this, where the math lecture or the teacher goes through the concept, and then the students come and are able to either work collaboratively, use that classroom time with the guide on the side, the teacher there to facilitate the learning, rather than stand in front and preach out the learning. That allows for a little more one-to-one interaction. And really, the part that's the most important part is not technically the videos, although they are very important. But the part of the flipped classroom that is very important is this part right here, is the interaction with the students. The videos help get to that point, and creating those videos does take the time and the effort. But a lot of times that this piece right here, the working with the students, gets left behind as we get so caught up on making the videos. And so that's kind of in general the flipped classroom. Now, the question of does it work? There are two sides to this argument. Obviously, one side that says it's great, it's an awesome thing to do, totally flipping your classroom. Some teachers have seen great gains, but there's also another side of the educational technology community that is saying that the flipped classroom is really, in essence, you're not transforming anything, you're not doing really anything different. All you're doing is turning things around in the order that things are done. And they would say if your lecture is boring in the classroom, what makes it more exciting as you're sitting on the computer. And so the competing thoughts here have really requires one to think a little bit on how this is done in the classroom, and really, does it work? I think my opinion is, if done correctly, yes, it will work. But you got to, number one, create that culture, create those expectations of what it looks like in your classroom. And so I wouldn't be afraid to try a little bit. I would be a little hesitant to fully flip my classroom, but I would see benefits to doing little pieces of what is done in the flipped classroom to start easing students into that change of culture on what's out there. And so the big question becomes, okay, how do you do it? How do you flip the classroom? What resources do you need to flip the classroom? And basically, there are three things that you really need. You need something to, there are four things actually. You need one thing to record your screen, or record something, whatever you're using for your demonstration purposes. You need a place to host your videos, such as either a YouTube channel, a classroom website, Screencast.com. There's places to Google Docs to host your videos, but you need a place that students can have easy, clear access to your videos. And you also need a microphone or a headset in order to speak into your computer. Webcam not necessary, sometimes nice to have, or an elbow or things like that. And you also need for the fourth thing, your presentation or whatever you're going to do to present. As far as the screencasting piece goes, there's a lot of free things out there. There's some paid things. There's different ways to do it. The one thing that you're seeing actually me model here right now is called ScreencastOMatic, and it's just on ScreencastOMatic.com. You go to there, you go to the home page, hit start record, a little box will pop up and tell you to what size do you want to record or what part of your screen do you want to record. You hit record, and basically away you go. You either upload to YouTube, upload to ScreencastOMatic, or you can just save it as a file and then upload it to a website. A couple other things that are really nice, really neat tools as well. One is called Jing here, which I have installed on my computer. It's free. As you can see, you just Google Jing and this will pop up. Just download it free, and allows you to capture your screen, allows you to annotate as well, which is nice after you've created a screenshot. But it gives you a little crosshairs. You select the size of your screen, whether or not you're going to video or you're just going to take a picture of that screen, and it allows you to save those files in different places wherever you so choose. Another one which isn't free but actually is a great screen recording software is called Camtasia. Camtasia is it's somewhat expensive, but it's also allows you to really edit and add transitions, captions, do whatever you need to do as a video editing software, video recording software, but also does cost a little bit of money, and so something that you'll want to take a look at. If you have some money, you can download the free trial, try it out. If you're really looking at going a little bit further into this flipped classroom, recording lessons, maybe spending a little bit of money on something that's good, it would be a good idea, but nonetheless, you can get away with some free stuff. Other things that you can use, you can use a Voicethread, which is basically taking a presentation and putting video behind it. For the most part, the slides move along as you talk. There's really no fairly easy to use and set up. The other one is Hello Slide, which is basically the same type of concept. You have a presentation, you record your audio, the two go together, you tell it when to go to the next slide, and puts things together nicely. So another nice way to record a presentation, whether or not you're using if you're using PowerPoint to move along. Recommendation I have, if you're going to be using screencasting, obviously I'm using it right now, I really like it. ScreencastOMatic. Use that to record your screen. It gives you up to 15 minutes, which is nice because then it'll cut you off after 15 minutes and you can't go any further than that. Sometimes if you're going longer than 15 minutes, maybe you've said too much. You also need a hosting service. I've really kind of gotten into the YouTube channel here lately, and so maybe you've accessed this on the YouTube channel, and so I've created a Merved channel. Here's all my videos. Basically all I do is I upload a video to my YouTube channel, and it'll pop into people's feed as they go along. And so as I upload a new video, people that are registered or subscribers to my channel can now get updates as I've brought in new videos. And it's also just a huge depository of all these videos that have been created. And so as we go along, it'll only get bigger and better. And obviously YouTube's been around forever. It'll be there next year. You can pull them back up next year. Kids can access them then as well. You You can also just stick them on a website, embed them into a website, whatever you want to do, whatever your program that you use to screencast allows you to do. Upload them to ScreencastOMatic, and then do whatever you want with them from there. Microphone headsets, just bring it to Amazon.com. These links will. Don't need anything fancy. You don't need to go super cheap, but find something in the middle of the road that will do what you need it to do. Read the reviews on it, and away you go. And so the flipped classroom, that's basically the resources to use. Now the most famous probably flipped classroom or concept, or the person that is most famous for this is the Khan Academy. As you can see, he's delivered over 127 million lessons on the Khan Academy. It's just videos, short videos on any topic, from math, science, humanities, test prep, interviews, and even within there you can go along and choose where you want to go. Smaller concepts or smaller things there as well. You can also, your teacher can set up to be a coach and kind of track your progress through the Khan Academy. It's a great resource, whether or not it should not be the only curriculum or content that you use in your classroom. I think it's a good supplemental content, or some things to back up some of your content. But to use this as your only content, I think would be a huge mistake. But it is a great resource nonetheless, the Khan Academy, and probably the most famous. Some tips as you start creating your first screencasts and first flipped classroom portion is create a script of what you're going to say. Practice it. Practice reading through it. Practice reading through it out loud. It is a little bit different as you're sitting in front of your computer, talking to the computer instead of talking to somebody, so you might want to practice that. Don't be discouraged if something freezes, goes wrong, you lose a video. Just keep going. Don't be discouraged as well if people don't watch it right away. You might get 10 hits, you might get 5 hits on your video. Just keep plugging away. It is a culture change. It takes time to really get things going. It takes time for people to remember that stuff is there. You just got to keep plugging away, keep reminding, keep sticking in those little hints here or there. And you really have to advocate for yourself. You have to tell people that you've created videos, and you really have to tell them that this is what you've done. Parents as well, sending a letter home. Let your principal know, let your administration know, let other teachers know in the area that this is what you're doing, and hopefully it'll catch on eventually. Also, you want to use images, movement throughout your presentation. I think just looking at a boring old slideshow, go from slide to slide to slide, is not going to be effective at all. Kids aren't going to watch that. Keep it short, sound excited, and teach kids to watch the video. This is what you do. This is how you do watch this math video. I want you to practice your problem as you go along. You can hit pause, you can rewind, you can fast forward, whatever you need to do, but you have to teach those kids how you want them to watch the video. If you want them to do problems in between different parts of your video, then let them know that and show them how to do that on the first day. Again, my recommendations, I use ScreencastOMatic, upload directly to YouTube, buy a cheap microphone from Amazon. Don't use the built-in microphone on your computer, because sometimes it sounds like you're really far away and not the most effective. Some networks there that you can look at, the infographic you can take a look at as well. But a couple things to always keep in mind here, and this comes from an article on the Flipped Classroom, what it is and what it's not. But basically what it's not. It's not a synonym for online videos. And so what it is it's really the interaction after you've created the videos that makes the Flipped Classroom special and something that can work. You're not replacing anybody. This is not an online course. It's basically just giving that student the chance to work in their classroom and do their homework with somebody there that knows what they're doing. Have the parents watch the videos with the students so the parents can learn right alongside with them. It's not students working without structure. They don't just come to the classroom and roam around and do things as they please. There's structure to the classroom. They're not sitting in front of the computer screen sitting in front of their computer just staring at the screen. And it's not students in isolation. It's about collaboration. And so what the Flipped Classroom is basically an increase in interaction and contact time between the teacher and the student. Oftentimes we use